Hi, this is Dr. Pitts, and this is Media Management and Entrepreneurship. And what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through some things related to the class so that you'll be familiar with some materials. I'll also be showing you the syllabus, but I kind of want to help navigate you through Blackboard. And so when you come to this page, you're probably going to see something that looks like this. And there probably not going to be anything on there because all the material that I use is found in the syllabus and schedule, and it is found in content. And so if you go to syllabus and schedule, you're going to see the current syllabus, and I'll just go ahead and download that. Make sure it's the right one. And it is. And I'm going to minimize that for just a second and go back to this. Then you'll also be able to see a final exam schedule. And oh, by the way, our final exam is scheduled for everything in this class basically is scheduled to be completed on Mondays at 8 a.m. So whatever you do, it's always going to be completed on Mondays. And the best way to know what is due per any of your classes is to go to the calendar. And you're going to see a lot of things on this calendar that I'm showing you that is a reflection of all the things that I have my students doing. And so, because I'm teaching different classes. And so, here you're going to see that I had to look at the colors here for just a second to make sure on this. And you'll see that I actually don't have anything due the first week. Everything is due at 8 a.m. on Monday. I do that with all of my classes. And I have tons of classes. And so I had to go down through here and see if we can find a color that matches any of those. And it looks like the media management and entrepreneurship, it's a really dark color on mine. Go back up here. And so it looks like we have the academic integrity, and you'll see there it says media management and entrepreneurship. And we have the student information sheet, and we have the changing media environment, video notes, and infinite dial reports. So there's a lot in this one right here, you guys. It's a whole lot. And so you'll be able each week to go here and go, okay, you want to stay ahead because everything's due at 8 a.m. on Monday. And so basically you have 3 things that are due, but this last one right here, that one right there, it's a whole lot of material that you had to go through. So let's go back up here. We're going to go down to content, and inside content you're going to see a couple of things. One, the first thing you're going to see is a link. If you purchased the code and did not purchase the book, then you're going to click on this link and go in there, and you'll get your access to all your materials that you need and that sort of thing. Different people may need access codes, and other people may need the hard copy of the book. I would not purchase the book. I would rent the book, or you can purchase the access code, which I think is much, much cheaper. You will need to read, and the first test is in week 5, and you're going to be tested over chapters 1 through 4 in week 5. By week 5, I think it's due, or during the week 5, and then it'll be due in week 6, I guess. And so, do we need to check that? Well, sure, we can go check that, and we can go down here to week 5, and we can go, okay, there's the test. It says test will be over chapters 1 to 4. Please use week 5 to study for the test and take by Monday of week 6. You may use your book as a resource. And in fact, folks, I let you use all your materials, but I'd encourage you to read because you don't have enough time otherwise. And also with the test, this is a Proctor U test. And if you've never done that, you need to be aware that, and this is wrong right here. Let's go back in there right this very minute and let me change that. You have to schedule your test 78 hours in advance. So you need to do that and don't get caught. And if you get caught and you don't schedule it 72 hours out, then you're going to have to pay money. Otherwise, you shouldn't have to pay any money. So schedule it in advance. Here, there is an assignment, and that assignment actually is down here where it says changing media environment, video notes, and infinite dial reports. All this material here, changing media environment, infinite dial part 1, infinite dial reports, another infinite dial part 2, another infinite dial, and then each one of these additional infinite dials from 2013 to 2017 all need to be included in this report right here. So there's a lot of reading to do. These are, however, let me show you what they look like so that you'll know. These are slides, and they're pretty cool slides. And they have a lot of material on them. They give you a lot of information. And when you're getting ready to start a business, as you're going to do in this particular class, you're going to need to know some of this information. It's already been collected for you. The data actually exists. And so that's exciting. So really, really good material there. Here is another very big thing that is going to happen. And you can actually start scheduling appointments with me. And the best way to schedule an appointment with me is to text me and to set up an appointment time. I'm going to go ahead and put my cell phone number in there, 70-219-1642. Please text to set up an appointment. We'll go ahead and save that. By the way, you'll notice this says you're meeting with a faculty member. There is actually an assignment due and associated with the meeting. You must write in paragraph form 2 paragraphs regarding the meeting that we had. Now, what are we going to meet about? We're actually going to meet about your potential business that you're going to start, because everybody's going to start a business in this class. And hopefully you're going to start your business that is related to your actual major. But there may be some cases where you're not as interested in your major anymore, but you've got to finish the degree and you want to get out, so you start some other kind of business. But you're going to start a business. And it's really critical for you to be very familiar with the process. And so I just want to meet with each one of you and talk to you just a little bit so that we can make sure that you know what's going on. And I think it's really important for me to get to know you a little bit so that I can help you do your assignments so that they actually mean something. And last semester I got a message from a former student who had been out for a year, and they were asking me how to start a business, and they really hoped that I still had all of the content that I'd presented in the class so that they could start the process of developing their business plan. What you're going to do over the course of the semester is you're going to do a SWOT analysis which is in relationship to strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you will do one of those. You will use these research tools here to assist you, and of course many others. But if you do this, you're going to get a lot more resources. These are library resources. These are databases inside the library that can help you. Reference USA is phenomenal. This particular reference guide is extensive, and it is very costly, but the university believed that we needed to get it. And so each one of these links here is actually a video of me walking you through the databases and simply showing you what needs to happen for you to use the databases. And so this is really, really helpful. One of the key elements of our semester is the SWOT analysis. And you'll notice that I'll do a lecture on something, and then the actual documents for that project will be a few weeks later, but you need to get started on it. So if you get a lecture here, you know that you need to be working on it. What you also need to know is material from the SWOT analysis will help you with the market analysis, which is due in week 11. And we've got that crazy little jump there. We've got that spring break, we've got a test, and the market analysis is going to be due April 9th. And then we turn around really, really fast and have to get the business plan done. And there are different elements to each one of those, but all of them, as you go, are being used to build to get you to your business plan. And there are multiple examples of different documents. And actually, I don't do adaptive release. And so that means you can go through and work on most of these things with the exception of the test that we have. Okay, in week 2, you're going to be required to turn in your resume, and please follow this template. And even though you may have done a resume in some other class, follow this template. And you'll notice that there is a video about the resume, and then the very next item is where it's actually due. In addition, there is a personal branding website. This is your portfolio. And there is a rubric that is used to grade it, and you are going to be graded each time you turn your link in as if it is the finished product. And you'll see your progress. You'll be able to add things as needed, and there's the whole rubric right there. And then we get to week 3, and we have some additional assignments in relationships to the infinite dial reports that you read. We have a media diary where you're going to actually take and do a diary of your media habits. And then you'll do that and turn that in. We have videos on management theories, ethics in management. You get your SWOT analysis, your research tools. You have your test in week 5, due in week 6. SWOT analysis will be due February 19th. And then you'll have some time to work on that. And then you'll have, this gets kind of long, doesn't it? There's a lot of work to be done. There's an updated web link. There's an elevator pitch where you're actually turning in the written portion of your elevator pitch. In February, you're going to be working a lot on your chapters and reading those, but also continuing to work. You'll be working on your market analysis. And that market analysis, you'll have time to work on that. It takes a lot of time to get all of the information together, okay? And then we'll have spring break. We'll have a test that will be open to you on March 26th, and it'll be over chapters 5 to 10. And then the market analysis is due the very next week, your business plan, and the lecture on that. We'll do what's called a senior department senior knowledge survey. and you'll receive a study guide for that. And then you'll be asked to read chapters. Then the actual business plan, it shows up in week 13, but if you'll notice, it's not due until April 30th, which is about week 16, I think. And then, let's see here, what else? Then we'll have the last of the semester. You'll have your elevator pitches due, your final website is due. Those are all due with the business plan. And then we have the final test. And then let's go back and let's look at the syllabus for a second. I'm going to open that up. And if I were you, I would print that off. And oh, by the way, let me show you one other thing. There is a course sketch. And in the course sketch, it's shows you what happens each week and what's expected of you. And that's a good thing to keep up with. And let's see if I can find the syllabus. And there we are. There's my cell phone. If you need anything, call me, text me. I expect you to. I'm teaching all online classes, so I might not be in the building very often some of the time, but I'll certainly be around. The expectations for the class, 10% of the class is test, 10% is general assignments, 15% is the SWOT analysis, 15% for the market analysis, 15% for the business plan. The personal branding website or your portfolio is 15%, and then the elevator pitch presentation is 10%. And then this gives you a layout of everything that's expected of you. And then I want to mention to you something right here. It's called the Academic Integrity Policy, and we need to adhere to it. This is an online class, but you don't want to cheat. And you want to do your work, and you want to know that I actually look at your work. And I grade it, I spend time with it, and I want you to take the evaluations that are provided to you and actually turn them around and do something with them, and that would be to improve the work that you have turned in. And so let's not have any issues with academic integrity, with plagiarism. Do citations correctly. We do citations using APA, and make sure that you give credit where credit is due. I think that pretty much covers the class. If you have any questions, get with me. And remember, you need to begin scheduling meetings with me by texting me and setting up a time to meet. By the way, these meetings will only last, they will last no more than 30 minutes. Thank you.